country agents, this video is for you. This is 57 Cell here. Specifically, this video is for anyone if you've got a bunch of portals where the opposition never really rocks up. Whatever you build will just stay there until it decays, and you want to get as many AP as possible from this. Now obviously what you do is you build a maximum possible number of fields and then let them decay. But in this video I want to show you how to almost triple the amount of AP you can get from that strategy. Just look at these two agents. The agent from the, what faction is that? Grape? The Grape faction. The agent from the Grape faction has built a little field and now they're at home. They're at home, I don't know what they're doing, playing checkers, whatever. The Teal faction agent here is coming back every day to build just a tiny little bit of the field. One little bit every day. And then, when the field's finally finished, the next day, everything decays. Well, everything that was built on the first day decays. And the Teal faction gets to rebuild a whole bunch of stuff, whereas the Grape faction rebuilds everything. So you can see the Grape faction right now has more AP than the Teal faction. But on the next day, the Grape faction agent again has nothing to do, and the Teal faction gets to do some more rebuilding. Day 3 of week 2, and another portal decays in Teal Town, which they can then rebuild. The next day, yet another portal, and you can see their AP is catching up. In fact, today's the day it overtakes the Grape faction's AP. The reason the Teal faction's getting so many more AP than the Grape faction is every field decays 3 times and they get to rebuild it 3 times. Every link, they get to rebuild it twice. Whereas the Grape faction, they've got nothing to do for most of the week. Let's just speed them up a bit. The key principle in this video, if you only remember one thing from this video, is don't let everything decay at once. Let your field decay bit by bit and rebuild it bit by bit. This will keep you busy in the game, keep you active, keep you outside, getting fit, having fun, as well as just letting you level up so much faster. The Teal faction agent has more AP than the Grape faction after only 10 days, and after 6 weeks their AP's almost double. And all their stats are better too. Just have a look at these graphs of fields and links. And you look carefully at the fields graph. Yes, the Teal faction actually has more fields than links. Their field link ratio is a prize to be envied. The Teal and Grape agents had just enough portals so that they could build 1 portal a day, and then the day after they finished that last portal, the first portal would decay. Now, if you've got more portals than that, obviously you can't build just 1 a day. So build as many as you need to, so that the building is spread out during the entire week before the first portal decays. So you just finish just in time, so you have something to do every time you go out. And then just rebuild and rebuild. Now, these clips I'm showing you, they're kind of assuming you can link under fields, which you can as long as the links are not too long. But if your portals are so spread out that some of the links you need to make are just too long for the 500-meter limit, well, that's okay. You can make links from the outside portals back in as well. You don't have to link everything from the internal portal. And if that means you can't quite rebuild everything, you're still going to make more AP doing this partial rebuild every day than you would if you just rebuilt the entire field once a week. Maybe though your portals are so spread out you cannot rely on linking under fields at all. So if this is your situation, do what this agent's doing. This agent's from... What faction is this agent from? The Ice Cream Party faction. The Ice Cream Party, that's a pretty good sounding faction, yeah. I think I'll join that one next time it's available. Ice Cream Party faction. So do what they're doing. The first day of the week, they're going out and they're just fielding up the entire set of fields using a fan field. So the anchor is at the top and they're just working their way around counterclockwise, making a fan field. Check out the other videos on my channel to see how to go about making a fan field. So there's that. Then take a screenshot of your fields or draw a picture of it, whatever it is, because you're going to want to refer back to this. Then note carefully which portals are attached to the portal at the right, which portals are attached to the portal at the left, and which portals besides the anchor are not attached to either of those other corner portals. So now you've labeled the portals 1, 2, and 3 according to which corner they're all attached to. Finally, the fan field decays, and now it's week 2. So the first time you go out in week 2, you don't rebuild the whole fan field, you just build the part of the field that is attached to portal number 1. Now if you can't quite build that field or it's too complicated, you really only have to capture those portals. After all, it's not fields and links that decay, it's portals that decay in this game. Anyway, the next time you go out, the second time during the week, a couple of days later, you go and rebuild the part of the field that you've labeled 2, or capture all those portals labeled 2, whichever you find easier. Now that's the second fielding adventure of the week. Again, a couple of days later, before the first 2 groups have decayed, you go and finish building the fan field. All of the portals labeled 3, you bring them into the main field. Or if you were only capturing portals before, now this is the day you build the entire fan field again. Your AP and stats for week 2 will be the same as for week 1, but now you've captured the portals at all different times during the week. They will decay at all different times during the next week, allowing you to rebuild the field bit by bit, making the same field again and again and again, multiple times. This rebuilding phase, yes, it's a bit complicated, it's not as simple as fan fielding, but even if you make some mistakes and lose some fields, you'll still be raking in so many AP that this is definitely a strategy worth trying. So that's almost it for this video. Remember that one principle: don't let your fields decay all at once. Build them bit by bit and rebuild them bit by bit. This is Ingress Agent 57 Cell from the Ice Cream Party faction, I wish. Signing out. Oh, and make sure you get the passcode that I hid in this video. If you missed it, go back and re-watch and look out for that passcode. It'll give you some good gear. And send this video on to agents you know who need to know how to take advantage of the portals they have that the opposition just never visits. Thanks for watching.